Hello, my name is Scott Turner. I'm the owner-operator of Radford Radon Abatement and Plumbing. If you're watching this video, more than likely you're selling or buying a home where radon was discovered, and I'm probably going to be the person to get it out for you. Welcome to my shop, and I'm going to give you a broad brush stroke of what radon is and how I get rid of it. What's all the fuss about? It's the second leading cause of lung cancer. And here in the New River Valley in Virginia, we have our fair share of it. And I get it out of houses. So, have you ever seen a radon system? You more than likely have, but you didn't recognize it for what it was. This is the most recognized part of a radon system. I'll show it to you. So this is what you'll typically see on the exterior of a home. That's a typical radon fan. There's your switch. And of course nothing is to scale. But so this pipe right here makes its way into the home and under the slab of the home. That fan right there is called an inline fan, and it's just simply pulling air out from underneath the slab of the home and dispersing it out. So this exhaust somewhat mimics a downspout. We like to get them near downspouts to help camouflage the system. So let me show you how it works from the inside of your home. So this pipe right here is just sucking air / radon from under the slab of your home and dispersing it out. Okay, so I've got the mocked up system turned on and fired up, and you can more or less think of this as a giant straw penetrating the slab of your home and just sucking air from under your home up and out. This mocked up version of your basement floor, that would be your concrete slab, and underneath it is typically gravel. Gravel is crucial for the movement of air, therefore the removal of radon. This right here is called a manometer, or slang U-tube, and that's an indicator that the system is operational. If the two lines are ever flattened out to zero, that just means the system is off. Here, I'll show you. You see that right there? So if you ever do see that on your system, just make sure the system's not turned off, that's all. Okay, so thanks for bearing with me through my science project, and I hope it demonstrated the principle of how we remove radon from your home. So now let's head out of the shop. I'll take you to a real life job and show you a day in the life of a radon mitigator. It's 2019, and as of yesterday I still received a question: what is a radon system and why do I need to put it on my house? Most of my customers are folks in a real estate transaction. Some of them are still surprised about this thing called radon. Well, it's one of three major contingencies on your real estate contracts, at least in my region. So you got home inspection, you've got pests, termites and so forth, and you've got radon. This is typically, well, the beginnings of what most radon systems look like. So that guy right there is your fan, and underneath it is the pipe, and that right there is some electrical work. I'll show you that here in a second. And there's 2 or 3 zones to work in when you're doing a radon job. That's pretty self-explanatory there. In this home, the entire basement is finished. Typically you want to put a radon system in an unfinished area, but that's just not the way the ball bounced here. And so back corners are pretty good. And so that's going to be a white pipe coming in a white room. And I have made my hole. I have excavated a bunch of gravel, which we're very fortunate to have. These are some of the tools of my trade there. That drill is 3 feet long, to put things into perspective. What we'll be doing, we'll seal all of this together properly. Think of that pipe as a giant straw, and that fan out there is just sucking air from under the slab of this home. We're just going to be pulling all the radon out from underneath the slab of this home and dispersing it up and out. Alright, so this is how we're powering the fan. You gotta have electricity to run the fan. This is the third zone out of 3. Let me show you how it comes together. I essentially triangulated where everything's got to come together. You got to have the fan, well, you got to have electricity to run the fan, and then what are the consequences of where it comes into the room? Here is your giant straw, and this right here is called a manometer, and it indicates the amount of airflow. A lot of folks look at it and just think that's their radon level, and that's just not what that is. If this were to be way up here, that would mean that it's fighting a lot of resistance to move air from your home. This is a pretty good reading right here. It means it's moving a lot of air. That's all. Alright, let's see how we did outside. There's all kinds of ways to mitigate radon, but this is the most commonly seen method. Radon has been found in all 50 states and on all 7 continents. It's all around us. We just have a little more than our fair share in southwestern Virginia. Why do you have radon? Why am I here installing this system? Well, it's a factor of geography, geology, how your house is built, and sometimes just plain luck. So in this house right here, we've just finished installing the system. I do try to maintain the tone of the house with the systems I install. Obviously, earth tones are what's going to work here as opposed to a stark white system. And now that you've seen it, I bet you've seen one before and you just didn't really realize what it truly was. Some questions you might be asking with regards to the system is, well, what about rain? What about squirrels and leaves? Well, rain is okay. A radon system produces about a gallon of condensation a day anyhow. And so we make extra special sure to slope things the right way to where it just simply disperses underneath the slab of your house and sinks down into the earth, and I guess ultimately into an aquifer, I suppose. And now as far as leaves and debris, I use this gutter guard myself and I seal it in there. I don't want leaves and squirrels or anything else falling into the system, so it allows air to pass through but nothing to come back in. Well, I hope you learned something. I hope this helps. And if you're watching this on YouTube, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I do put out lots of content and I do appreciate it. All right, thanks so much. Have a good one.